Kentucky will dominate with Cutter Bowley against the Cardinals this Saturday and take back the Governor's Cup. We break it all down here on episode 93 of the Big Blue Breakdown with a very special guest.
Bet you didn't know there's a place where Kentucky football and basketball fans unite. Welcome to Big Blue Breakdown. Whether you bleed blue or just love a good game, we've got the latest stories, hottest takes, and a whole lot of hometown pride. Hit play and join the conversation. This is your home for all things Kentucky sports.
Hello, everybody. We wanted to take a break in this episode to tell you about our friends over at W Energy. W is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like any other energy drink. Some facts about W. Number one, it's zero sugar, artificial colors, or dyes, or hidden ingredients. It is also gluten-free. Number two, all flavors are unique and custom made by W. You'll never taste anything like a W drink. Number three, the drinks are $1 less, guys. That is cheaper than Starbucks or any canned drink. Lastly, it is made in the U.S. It is close to home. Guys, if you guys are looking forward to going to a Kentucky football game or Kentucky basketball game and you need some energy, get W. W is the perfect thing for you working out and you need some energy. You need W. You need W throughout the day. It is for you. Use promo code BIGBLUE10 to get 10% off every single order. Guys, it not only just helps you guys be able to have a clean energy drink that you can use all the time with the tubs that they give you. It helps me and it helps the channel keep growing. And with you guys, if you guys do that, it helps us post more content and helps them, guys. So it's a win-win-win for everybody. But thank you guys so much for your time here. Please go check out W. Check out their website. And when you are about to purchase something, use promo code BIGBLUE10 to get 10% off your order. Welcome in, everybody, to episode 93 of the Big Blue Breakdown here, as we will be previewing and predicting Kentucky at Louisville. Today we have our first ever call-in and very, very special guest in.
David Thurman.
Very, very happy to have him on tonight, as we will be breaking down and predicting this Kentucky at Louisville matchup. Kentucky is going into this 5-6 and looking for a bowl game in this one before getting demolished by Vandy last week. They were going into this game, or their game, with 3 wins in a row. Looking at Louisville side, they're 7-4, taking 3 L's in a row now to California, Clemson, and SMU. Pop, I want to go ahead and get your early thoughts on how Kentucky is playing right now. I know they just came off a loss, but before that, they were playing at their best all season. What do you want to see from them going into this game? What's your thoughts on them right now?
Well, I think they're going to come in, and it'll be like before Vandy. I think they'll come in playing like before Vandy. I think they'll be strong on defense and moving the ball on offense. Cutter's getting better. So I think the Vandy game will be behind them. They'll come in like they were with Auburn and Florida and Texas Tech, and I think that's what you'll see.
Yeah, I like that. I think right now with the way Cutter has been playing, I know he didn't play amazing in the last game. I really, really like how the younger wide receivers have stepped up. And before last game, the O-line had been playing perfectly fine. I think that Stoops and this team knows how important this game is. I mean, obviously, to make it to another bowl game. But at the end of the day right now, Stoops is still fighting for his job. And he has to come out of this game with a W to retain that, we feel like. So I think the importance of this game is very big. And to mention this year, Kentucky hasn't lost at Louisville in 11 years, which I think is pretty just crazy to think about. So, Bob, I just want you to talk about what you think, because at one point this season, it looked completely lost, and there was no bowl game in sight. How do you feel about the trajectory of Kentucky right now? And um, if they were to get this win, how does that set them up possibly in a situation next year, whether that be bad or good?
Well, they got it turned around because Cutter was getting more and more experience. I mean, he was a true freshman coming in, and it took a while. And he's getting it turned around. He's playing much better. And I mean, and our running backs are they're super. I love them. I think Louisville will have a tough time with their running backs. I wish we had a step up in wide receivers. That would help Cutter a little bit. But his play is what's really turned everything around because it starts with a good quarterback. So I think that's what you'll see tomorrow. I think you'll see. I think Kentucky will probably get on top of Louisville quick, and because it's a different league. Louisville plays in a different league. They do not play SEC type football, and they wouldn't have the record they have now if they were playing in the SEC. I promise you that. So yeah. I look for them to come out running and gunning. Like I said, Stoops this game is the game of the year for him. So there's going to be no stops. They're going to pull out everything they've got to beat this team.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I mean, not to mention, this is a very, very banged up Louisville team here. As we're looking at them here, Miller Moss is doubtful for this game, and he is there all year. Has been their starting quarterback. Now he hasn't played to what they thought he was going to be this year, but that is still a big loss to have your starting quarterback go down. And then they brought in last game in Deuce Adams, I believe, who was a freshman. He went 12 of 17 for only 94 yards in that game. They're also down Isaac Brown for the entire year, which is a star running back. Just in college football is a star running back, and now they're out star wide receiver Chris Bell. So definitely a banged up Louisville team going into this one, and a team that has lost 3 games in a row. Kentucky's defense has been banged up all year, but they still played at a solid clip for most of the time. But there also will be no Josh Caddis for Kentucky. I don't think that will be a humongous loss with really Rodriguez being that guy at the tight end position. But I know you don't have a lot of time here, so I want just go ahead and tell us your keys to a victory for Kentucky, and then if you like to, go ahead and give us your final score prediction, and then we'll quickly jump into some of the other big rivalry games as it is rivalry week.
Okay. Well, I think that I think the Kentucky's O-line has been playing really, really good all year long, and I think that's going to help them. I don't think that Louisville will be able to contain our running backs. I think they will be good enough that they're going to establish probably the run in the very beginning, like they always try to do, and then they will start passing the ball. And Kentucky's played banged up. Louisville's going to be banged up. Kentucky's played banged up all year. We've had running backs out. Cutter Bowley's been hurt a little bit every once in a while. But I just think that Kentucky is going to go all out on this game because they need it for a bowl. And I think they'll be playing for Stoops, too, the team. And as far as the score, I'm going to go 31-7, Kentucky.
Wow. Big blowout here.
Yes.
Big blowout. Okay. So, as you're saying, I gotta establish that run, and with them being banged up, this team could be depleted if we start out and hit them early. Now, I want to go ahead and move into, now we broke this one down here, what Kentucky has to do and everything around it. Speaking on just the rivalry in just college football, one of the best ones two of the best ones, one being the Iron Bowl between Alabama and Auburn, where Alabama goes down to Auburn, and then Michigan, I believe it's in Michigan this year.
Yes.
I think it is.
Yeah.
What is your prediction for Alabama Auburn, and then after that, what's your prediction for Ohio State Michigan?
I think Alabama will be all over Auburn.
Okay.
Probably 2-3 touchdowns.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
As far as Ohio State going to Michigan, Michigan comes in, I think, at 9-2, and then Ohio State's undefeated. So, but it is at Michigan, and Ohio State has lost at Michigan the last 4 years in a row. That is a super rivalry game. They lost there last year. They lost to Michigan last year at home, but went on to win the national championship. So I think Ohio State will win the Michigan game. I know son-in-law is Ohio State fan, and he's a little worried because it's there, and they lost to them at home last year. But they went on to win the national championship, and I told him, I said, I'd just soon have the national championship as to win my rivalry game.
Right.
So I say Ohio State pulls it out. They've played good teams all year long, and they've won. So, but this is a little bit different animal because it's Michigan, and that is their, that's their rivalry. So,
yeah,
and it is in Michigan. So you never know. It can go either way. I mean, obviously Michigan's not a bad team at 9-2. So, but I think Ohio State ekes it out probably one touchdown.
Okay, I like that prediction. So you go big win for Kentucky and big win for Alabama, close win for Ohio State. Pop, I appreciate you being on this one. I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow, and I appreciate you joining the show and giving us your thoughts and your predictions for tonight.
No problem. Thank you, my favorite grandson.
I appreciate you.
All right. See you.
See ya. So, got our first ever caller on here. That was pretty awesome. I appreciate to Pop for joining the show and giving us his full breakdown of this game. So, I want to go ahead and dive into a couple more things. I want to go into a little bit more detail into this, as you guys would probably already know. I like to do that. So, obviously, Louisville's really, really banged up going into this game. 7-4, 3 L's in a row. Historically, Kentucky right now has won at Louisville 11 years in a row. Looking also at this with a backup quarterback, Deuce Adams, 12-17 in their last game against SMU, 94 yards. I believe they lost that game by like 30-something. Isaac Brown's out for the year. Chris Bella's out. Guys, this is a very, very banged-up team. I believe one of the running backs for this game will be a walk-on for Louisville. So there's that. I don't know really what to expect from this Louisville offense. Not much. Let me be completely honest here. With their main star guys out, I believe even Duke Watson is out in this game for the Cardinals. I think possibly. I'm not completely sure on that, but this team offensively is going to be a shambles. Let me just go ahead and say that. I know Kentucky's defense didn't play well last game, but I think this is a game that Brad White fully comes together and he puts another performance like he did against Florida. Now, moving on to the defensive side for Louisville, they are pretty daggone good. They haven't been spectacular, but they've been good this year. They have a top 25 rushing defense, and so that will definitely affect how Kentucky wants to play this game. If they are able to set the tone and run the football, I believe this game could be a blowout. Let me just say that. I believe we have the guys to do that, and that's their one strength on defense. We take that away. We take away their offense completely because of all these injuries, and we start to beat up on this depleted Louisville team that has lost 3 in a row at Louisville. I just think it could be very much go downhill for Louisville and Kentucky, even though they just got hammered by Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt. They just came off after that loss, obviously that they ended their streak, but they were coming off 3 wins in a row. 3 wins in a row. Auburn, Florida and Tennessee Tech. I know none of them are spectacular, but they were dominating in most of these games. So now you're looking at this. They are fighting for a lot more than Louisville. A depleted football team in Louisville just fighting for the sake of it, for the rivalry. Kentucky fighting for a bowl game to possibly save Mark Stoops' job here, and I think they come through in this one. Keys to this game. I got 3 of them. They need to set the tone running the football. I think once you set the tone running the football, that is going to set up Cutter Boley and his passing plays. On the other side, I think Kentucky has to be able to take away the running game for Louisville. So Kentucky has to set the tone running the football and take away them running the football. If they are able to do that, I think Kentucky right then has a very, very good shot of winning this. And then the last thing is Kentucky has to be able to get takeaways in this one. I think you got a young quarterback in here, right? Obviously, we've seen what DJ Lagway did against Kentucky and the pressure that Kentucky was able to put on them. I think we see a very, very similar style here in this one, and Kentucky is able to take the ball away from Louisville consistently, and that has consistently been the key to the game every single year in these games. Excuse me. Kentucky has to be able to do that to win this football game, and I think they will. Coming into this one, Louisville is a 2.5-point favorite, which basically Vegas at this point is saying pick 'em. It's a throw-up game. You pick them. We're setting this a very, very small margin. I believe the lowest you can go is about 1.5. We are about 1.5 away from that. So definitely a throw-up game here. What does Kentucky also need to do? I think we got to get Kendrick Law into this. Obviously, setting the tone, running the football would include Seth McGowan, Dante Dowdell. So I think those guys are given right there with that. I think a guy that's going to have to step up is obviously Cutter Boley. Looking for revenge in this game. After last year, after getting destroyed at home against Louisville, I think Kentucky comes out. I think Cutter Boley has a little chip on his shoulder. And I think we establish that run. I think Kentucky gets the ball out quickly out of Cutter Boley's hands into guys like Kendrick Law and Cam Miller, and they are able to make those explosive plays through the pass game in about a 5 to 7 yard pass. So I think that's what Kentucky's going to be able to do in this football game. Defensively, I don't really feel worried about it. If we're able to consistently stop their run, I don't believe that Deuce Adams is going to beat us. And I think it can even play into us more in the fact that he can make a stupid decision as playing as a freshman quarterback against an SEC team, throwing maybe a couple picks, and that just swings in Kentucky's favor legitimately here. History says Kentucky will win this football game. Haven't lost here in 11 years. Fighting for that bowl game, fighting for Mark Stoops. I think Kentucky comes in here and they simply get it done. Kentucky wins this football game 28-13. It won't be a contest, I don't think. I think depleted here. Kentucky's fighting for more. Give me the Cats in this one. And my MVP is going none other than Seth McGowan. We seen last time Kentucky went to Louisville in 2023, Ray Davis type of performance. We see it again for Seth McGowan. I think Cutter Boley has a big game. I think Seth McGowan is able to dominate this game. We haven't seen him do that in a while. I think we see him do that in this one. Break one away, maybe late in this one to completely shut this Cardinals team out. A depleted one, to say the very least. Excuse me for a little drink of water here. We now will predict the two biggest rivals, I believe, outside of the Governor's Cup. Is that what it's called? Governor's Cup? I think it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. It's the Governor's Cup. I think Kentucky will take it home this year. I'm being completely honest. I think we go in here and we just kick around this depleted Cardinals team. 3 losses in a row. Yes, they've been solid on defense. I think we're going to be fine. One thing that I will say about this Louisville offense, I think we're going to see a lot of gadget plays out of this Louisville team. Quickly get it into guys' hands like Keywan Lacey, not Keywan Lacey. I can't think of it. Lacey. I don't even know his name, but I think Kentucky just runs them out of their own stadium here. I think Cutter Bully comes back and has a revenge game in this one again. I think even after that loss against Vandy, this is a team that is completely moving uphill in Kentucky. And then you have Louisville, who beat a Miami team earlier in the year when they were ranked second. And now this is what we see from Louisville, just completely declining and decreasing. I think Kentucky just goes in here and rolls all over them. I think we know the significance of this game. I think Kentucky's just going to play harder, and they're going to play for more than what Louisville will be playing for. And then you just look at their injuries here. I think Kentucky has the advantage in a lot of aspects in this game. And even the home crowd advantage for Louisville has consistently been good for the Cats. I just see a win coming here for the Cats. So now I predict 28-13. I think they'll get it done. Going to bring back home the Governor's Cup where it belongs in Lexington, Kentucky. This will set up a very, very fun bowl game, which could set up a moving in the right direction type of offseason. So, my prediction for this one is 28-13. Seth McGowan being my MVP. Now we move on to Iron Bowl, and we move on to Michigan, Ohio State, where Michigan, if, it's a big if they beat the best team in the country right now, in Ohio State, they will be in the playoffs. Ohio State will also be in the playoffs. Michigan is fighting for a playoff spot. Ohio State is not. They have it. Michigan has just completely dismantled Ohio State. I'm not saying just blowouts. I'm just saying been able just to beat them consistently in the last 10 years. Or I think it's 5 years. I don't want to say 10 years. That's over-exaggerating. 5 years. Julian Santa and this Buckeyes team is legit, though. Legit. At Michigan, give me Michigan 27-24. I hate to say it. I know somebody out there who's not going to like that pick. I'm sorry. But I think that they're just fighting for more. And I take this back into the perspective of Kentucky. Michigan's just fighting for more than what Ohio State is and Louisville is. Louisville's already in that bowl game. Okay? I know they've lost that season of possibly making the playoffs, but they're in that bowl game. So who really cares, right? Right? I know there's pride in it. I know some guys will, but as an overall perspective, I think that's true. And then you look at Michigan. All right. Rival is coming into Ann Arbor. Best team in the country is our rival. And if we win, we're in the playoffs. We're in. Ohio State, on the other hand, is, okay, even if we lose this football game, we're in. Like, we're still probably going to be the number one seed in the college football playoff seeding and rankings and everything. What do they have to lose? You know, so that's why I'm going Michigan. And they've had their number multiple years in a row. I think they take it again. I'm sorry. You know who you are. I'm sorry. That's so funny to me, though. That is so funny to me. Moving on to possibly the best rivalry in college football. Definitely one of the top ones. Alabama travels down to Auburn. I know so many people are giving this so much thought, and this is the Iron Bowl, you know. crazy things happen. Excuse me. Crazy things happen when Auburn and Alabama are playing at Auburn specifically. And all these things go into it. Auburn's not a good football team, guys, to simply put it. Auburn is a horrific football team. Alabama is the second best team in college football, in my opinion, behind the Buckeyes. Alabama comes in here and roll tides over War Eagle with an easy win of 31-10. Just simply put it, they're not a good football team. Alabama will come in here and they will dominate. Too many people are putting too much thought into this, as maybe they should be. I'm not going to, though. I'm going to be stupid about it. Give me Crimson Tide by a lot in this one. I appreciate you guys tuning here and listening. Cats will win tomorrow. A lot of good things going in the favor of Cats, while the depleting Cardinals are just going downhill. Cats are going to just whoop up on the Cardinals. L's down, baby. Cats will make it to a bowl game tomorrow. Go 6-6 on the year. Exceed all the preseason expectations and even the expectations through the middle of the season. Mark Stoops saves his job. Cutter Bowley legacy game. Appreciate you guys tuning in here. We'll catch you guys tomorrow after Kentucky makes the bowl game. And we'll catch you guys again tomorrow. And as always, go Cats. Beat the Dirty Cards. All right, real quick, I got to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's episode, Big Blue Elite, the absolute best spot online for all your Kentucky gear. If you're a real Wildcat fan, you already know you can't pull up to Kroger Field or Rep Arena without repping that blue and white the right way. Big Blue Elite's got everything: hoodies, tees, hats, all clean, high-quality Kentucky designs that actually look good on and off game day. And here's the best part. If you use my code, BBB15, yes, BBB, 3Bs, 15 at checkout, you'll get 15% off your entire order. So hit up bigblueelite.com, grab your gear, and save yourself a little cash while supporting the Cats. Big thanks to Big Blue Elite for supporting the channel. Now, let's get back to the episode.